You got another dude making
Oh,
potatoes, and the two mix and get all screwed up more or less. And that,
well, that's not really so much an issue of the final product as it is the lack of diversity. Because what you're referring to is the invasive problem of GMOs, which, well, undeniably is existent in that they tend to be genetically superior to other species of similar or exactly like plants. And so they'll spread over there and, take over. That is an issue.
Yeah, I've heard of that, and then there's where some people have been trying to basically cross species a couple of different plants together for whatever reason, and that hasn't really worked too well.
What do you mean? I'm sure there are plenty of failed attempts at genetic modifications, both through interspeciation and, genetic modification. But
the ones in particular that I know about it first basically started with fruits. Like some people decided to basically mix a pear and an apple, and then it kind of went from there. And a couple directions failed and stuff, and then some people.
Okay, so long as it's not a pineapple apple pin, that's okay.
Yeah, and it's the difference between an apple and an orange. But from my understanding of it, what they basically did is the people that made the GMO wheat and kind of made it a bit more finite figured out, hey, this works great. What if we can do this with something else? And, they got the idea of, for whatever reason, mixing different plants together.
Sure.
And from my understanding is with your general, like, wheat and bean crops, it kind of worked okay, but they're not at the point where it can actually be, like, a wheat-bean hybrid plant. Like, a lot of the hybridization plans they've actually tried, due to my knowledge, have kind of failed. Because it's different DNAs, more or less.
Oh, even if they did successfully interbreed them, I wouldn't see how they would properly function as a benefit to have them merged as one.
Yeah.
Unless, like, somehow the wheat shoot with its grains is retained while also producing beans. I mean, then you're just basically bundling the plants together. But otherwise, I'm not entirely sure what they're attempting to yield.
A lot of people are kind of confused with it. Essentially, what I think the scientific direction they were going for is after they realized they can make plants that are bacteria resistant and raid resistant, they decided, okay, well, so that these don't get invasive, or that, okay, well, let's see if we can just, for whatever reason, frankenfood the crap out of this and make a good cheeseburger. That's more or less what it seemed to be when I looked at the different articles on it and what have you, and it's just like, this doesn't sound like a good idea. Why are they doing this?
I don't personally see a problem with them pursuing this new avenue of research. So long as they properly contain the thing, of course.
Yeah, by all means, definitely properly contain them to make sure they're, not, mixing with other things and making bacterias or other goofy, weird crap.
Well, I'm less concerned about the bacterias, but rather the destruction of diversity amongst plant species.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a problem. I mean, if you've got your GMO wheat next to some regular wheat, the GMO wheat's going to kill the regular wheat.
Usually because it's genetically superior. But the real concern is the fact that if there's some sort of bacteria or virus or otherwise a disease that's spread amongst a particular species, well, if we're all running
it's really dangerous.
Yeah, if we're all running the same species, then, logically, even you'll see we're pretty fucked, which is actually one of the reasons that
we still have the common cold for crying out loud.
I'm not sure how that relates, but as what I was saying,
more or less, I guess, diseases are going to be around, and it's a pain in the ass to factor the transference of diseases from one thing to another, even if you're doing something as simple as, trying to make a better apple or a better wheat or a better pear or something like that.
Well, sure, but I was referring to the fact that different species can be more resistant to particular.
Oh, I completely took that as the other direction.
No, I was talking about like the Irish potato blight.
Oh,
they were running basically one type. They were basically running one type of potato, and well, something that was particularly effective at killing those ran through and almost starved the Irish completely to death.
Oh, yeah. That's why Chicago's got a whole bunch of Irishmen.
Genuinely.
Right the hell over here.
Yeah, genuinely. They pretty much caused a mass exodus.
Oh, yeah.
From what I understand.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of stories about the potato famine. It wasn't pretty, and it's some type of fungus or something, I think it was, that wound up killing them.
Could be. I don't know the particulars about the disease itself.
More or less, there was like some fungus or something or other that was literally killing the potatoes. They'd try and grow the crops, and they just wouldn't grow. So then it was essentially they either mixed in a couple of different ingredients with the fertilizer, or they literally got a different kind of potato and started. Yeah. We've got potatoes that we can eat. Literally what it was.
Yeah, that's what happens when you invest in only a single crop.
Yep. Thank God rice is durable.
Oh yeah, certainly. Rice is really a staple food over a great part of the world.
Oh yeah.
It can be used in so many different things, like flours, just to eat it by itself. I mean, you can even eat it raw.
Oh hell yeah, that's the one delicious thing. It's a very diversible food for cooking. And the one crazy thing I've heard of is people have actually literally made plates out of rice.
Oh yeah, you can take the fibers and then compact them in such a way that you have a biodegradable, hard, brittle material, sort of like ceramic, but obviously not with all the same qualities.
Interesting.
Yeah. People have actually done this sort of thing with fungus as well. I saw a documentary on a company who is essentially making packaging out of fungus so that it's more biodegradable and also is completely organic and natural.
That sounds like something interesting.
Yeah, really. I believe it might also have been edible. And if it wasn't, I'm sure they could bioengineer it in a way that would make it so.
I hope so.
Yeah, it would certainly be a useful quality, and, just, I guess something you just received in the fucking UPS.
Lovely. Here's your meal with your package there. That would definitely be a first. I'm always very weird, very cautious whenever it comes to any of this bioengineering stuff. And even with some of like the transhumanist stuff, because it's just like, I don't want to have a microchip in. Why track me? I just want my arm.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I'm completely on the same page with you. But I also understand it's a necessity for humanity to advance in our current state. We fucked ourselves so entirely up and put ourselves in such a precarious position the world over that unless we make these necessary moves cautiously, very, very cautiously, well, we aren't going to be around for much longer.
We might have some time, but the one thing that I think is definite is we need to expand beyond this freaking rock we're stuck on.
Yeah, absolutely. I've heard a few people who have openly stated, like Bill Maher actually did an opinion piece on this, that we should not be investing in extraterrestrial travel and expansion. Specifically, he went on about Mars and how we should only really be focusing on Earth instead of, that, and also the other benefits that would come from, mastering mastering the technologies we would use to sustain life on Mars. And that is probably the most ignorant thing I've ever heard come out of his mouth.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you with that. I mean, guaranteed it is a dead planet, but if we can science the hell out of it like we've done with everything else, we might be able to make it a bit more habitable.
Habitable.
Yeah. And toss him a couple of bees there because it's so cold there right now.
Cold, hot.
Yeah, lack of that.
Depends on which side they're facing it.
Yeah.
But yeah. I think humanity probably genuinely needs a blank slate to work from. Otherwise...
Either that or just get a crowbar and pull the head out of the ass.
That's unlikely.
One can hope. It depends where we decide we want to go.
Well, the thing is, even if a good bunch of countries decide, hey, let's not be completely greedy, retarded, and essentially oligarchic, and, do the right fucking thing that's actually going to sustain humanity for a good period of time and secure its place as the dominant species on Earth forevermore, then I don't foresee that changing anytime soon.
Not soon enough. We've got the beginnings of it, which is a good thing. A lot more people are getting back to some more basic farming and what have you. And from what I hear, a lot of the hydroponic systems are going good. We've got some new solar panels that work better.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, as technology and communications expand in both their capability and their accessibility, we'll see a lot more local ways to improve the situation. But what I'm referring to is the entire world's governments being able to function as a single working body of separate but united states, which are working towards the advancement of humanity.
I think if we could just unfuck our different countries, that might be good. That would definitely be something nice.
Oh yeah, that'd definitely be a wonderful step in the direction.
Yes, I mean,
in order for us to actually function as a single united body working towards a particular set of goals, there really needs to be a unification amongst all countries, which we see in small scale, relatively speaking, with things like the European Union, NATO. If you want to go to the other side of things, the Warsaw Pact back in the day. You see really large unionizations of countries that have similar goals.
Yeah, it's
hopefully
similar goals, but a lot of the times when we've done this, it's wound up going the opposite direction. Like, the EU now is an absolute freaking shambles, man.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, it really screwed the pooch on that one. And the UN's like, oh, it's a lovely idea. Everyone do the same thing until you destroy yourselves.
Yeah, you can't exactly set standards on everything.
Yeah,
at least ones that are mandate.
Yeah, I mean, the people need to get involved in their own governments, do the best they can to unscrew them, and I think more or less having a general alliance of how about we don't kill each other would be nice. Something as simple as that, where we're just people don't go to war with each other for like a good 30 years.
Well, most countries are in favor of general non-aggression towards other first world or even some second world countries. But generally, everyone's gonna shit on the third world if they get the opportunity. It's just too ripe, too available, and too profitable for a lot of countries to ignore.
Yeah, third world's the third world for a long time. They really didn't get with the industrialization, and then eventually they got taken advantage by it.
Oh yeah. like you were mentioning before, guns, germs, and steel.
Yup.
Your geographic position, as well as your culture and your natural resources and hazards will ultimately be a large determiner in your place in the world.
That's how it turns out. I mean, it's kind of hard to, have a nice body of scientists when they keep getting eaten by lions and alligators.
And you don't have like steel, or not steel, but iron deposits and rare metals and all of these sorts of things that are necessary for advanced technologies that rely on
it's an absolute race nowadays for rare earth minerals, and China's got a good bulk of them.
Oh yeah, they do.
Crazy.
I mean, they ought to. They're almost an entire fucking continent.
Yeah, they really are a continent, I swear.
And if you go ahead and include their
Oh, cracking a joke. The continent of communism, China.
Communism, if you can even call it that.
Whatever it is.
It's more so just capitalistic authoritarianism, which is ironic considering, the namesake they go with. Yeah. But hey, what the fuck ever.
Yeah, they basically took the extremes of both ideas and mashed it together and made it work, and it's quite terrifying. The Politburo decided, hey, we can make a lot of money by screwing this capitalism thing. Let's keep that and go with the thing we've been doing forever and just go with it.
Not tasty.
Not tasty at all, man. Look at what the poor people of life and smog everywhere. Smog, death does not care.
Yeah, essentially. It's quite a state of affairs, so I've heard. As little as I do know about China, it is pretty common knowledge that they are pretty fucked as a people goes.
Yeah.
Unless you're one of the rich and powerful.
Oh yeah, the Politburo and the people working in the government and a couple big businesses make pretty well on themselves.
Yeah. It makes anarchism sound good whenever you've got that sort of framework to exist within.
I know, right? Yeah, I try and do my best to try and be well-read and learned as best I can about the different nations and how they're operating and what have you. Because the one saying I think is good is, know thy enemy as I know thyself, and know the outcome of 1,000 battles.
Of course. That's actually one of the reasons I really enjoy philosophical works, particularly in war, but the same principles extend very well into the everyday life of works like On War and The Art of War by Sun Tzu, and
I love that.
The Book of Five Rings, general war treatises on these sort of general tactics. They seem to really be applicable to one's entire life, and very effectively, very ruthlessly effectively, if you actually apply them in the proper manner.
That's the one thing that's been good about us, is I've put a good bunch of diplomacy into the organization, and it's really worked pretty well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine. If you know what you're doing, and you seem to have a natural sense of leadership about you, so obviously you at least have a rudimentary knowledge.
Enough to get by. I mean, I just love the reactions you get from everyone when they go, "You're a what?" and the cops get along with you.
Well, I wasn't too particularly shocked, but I've known a large number of people who have had surprising qualities that have meshed well with others.
Yeah, I've tried to do that, and it's worked out pretty good.
Oh yeah, I would hope so. So long as you just, act like a proper citizen, and don't go off the fucking deep end, then you're going to be liked by people, because the people who really stand out amongst the crowd are the crazies who will go around holding the "God hates fags" sign, or the death to the U.S. Fucking chants.
Yeah. Or my favorite one yet, seen a couple people with shirts and signs that either say "Free Kekistan" or "Deport Soros."
God damn it!
I literally seen that and I was like, I like these guys.
Feels good, man.
Feels good, man. This vampire George Soros with a cancel sign through his face.
Jesus Christ.
I was like, oh, this is funny.
Hail Keck, yo.
Hell yeah.
Hail fucking Keck. And on that note, we've been going for, it looks like, a total of about 2 hours.
Oh,
so,
my.
Yeah, it's been a good long talk, and I've really enjoyed it, Burnside.
Thank you. I've enjoyed talking to you too, man. Let's do this sometime.
Of course. Hopefully, soon.
Definitely.
Because, I might even be able to get others involved with us. So,
sure.
if you're up for it, I'd love to do that.
Oh, by all means. I'll go and, let's see here. I know the one person I could probably pull out of my hat is, What's Your Beef? He's also on Minds and YouTube, and comically also in Canada. He's one of our good buddies.
Ooh. Well, do be sure to link him as well as the Freedom Podcast, I think you said it was.
Yeah, it's Liberty Beat. Yeah, they're good people.
Yeah, Liberty Beat. Yeah, be sure to link those to me as well.
Oh, will do.
But, I suppose we should probably cut off about right here. And,
yeah, it's getting a little late.
Yeah. Just got off of my shift a few hours ago, actually.
Oh, fun. I'm basically waiting for my uniform to get in the mail to start my new job.
Shit, dude. Nice.
Yeah. Making a glorious $12 an hour until they get their paperwork through. Then I can carry a gun and make $15 an hour. Yay!
Ooh, tasty.
Oh, yeah. I'll have to send you the picture from my range test. And the meme I associated with it.
Please do.
Oh,
but
absolutely comical.
With that all... Sorry?
I said it's absolutely comical. You'll love it.
I patiently await such memery. But, with that all being said, and such a wonderful conversation having been taken place, I would like to thank you, Burnside, for joining me today on episode 1 of Barkin with Burnside.
Thank you.
Thank you all for listening. If you enjoy my content and want to really help me and my channel prosper, let YouTube and I know by giving the video a thumbs up, leave a comment. That one helps a lot. Share the video with others, subscribe and hit the notification bell. Join the Xilver on Discord through the invite link below, and hit up my Minds.com and Twitter account. All of the aforementioned items that are outside of YouTube are linked in the description. If you would like to help me make this channel my official business and job that I may take on the mediocrity of the world, one video and word at a time, and get rewarded for it, I would ask you to donate monthly to my channel by becoming my patron through patreon.com. You can do this by following the link in the description or through the I button in the upper right of the video. Or, if you wish to donate only once, a PayPal tip jar is listed just above the link to Patreon in the description. Godspeed and farewell, everyone. Till then, this has been Xilver.